Hey guys, welcome to the week ahead astrology for the 27th of October to November the 3rd. And we're going to be talking today about a surprise that's coming up on Wednesday, Thursday. You probably feel it possibly even showing up as early as Tuesday. And the surprise is because Mercury will be opposing Uranus. Uranus and Mercury together is a kaboom energy of some unexpected development for the world and for each of us individually. So we're going to look at the sky and we're going to make some assumptions about what might be happening based on what we call the synodic cycle of Mercury with Uranus. If you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Lori Lothian. I'm using the Western Tropical Zodiac, whole sign houses, and you know I love those fixed stars and minor asteroids. Today's focus is primarily planetary. I also would let you know if you're interested in this, but you don't have to be, that my 2026 individual 2.5-hour videos, 2.5 hours, are being recorded by me in November, going into your inbox December 1st. If you purchase them, it is a fundraiser for my channel. I put a scholarship fund together for students to take my classes. If they can't afford it, I create some staff to help me. I buy things like my new MacBook Pro, and if I need a new mic, I'll get that too. I'm probably going to buy a lapel mic for travel. So if you'd like to support my business, it's my business fundraiser every year, but I also this time I am creating a scholarship charity fund for students or maybe clients who can't afford a session. I often just give things away, but I thought, why not create a scholarship? So check below. You're going to buy it, pre-sale price, $44, never going to see that again. And it's only the bundle that's for sale. So check my description below. In other words, you have to buy all 12 videos, but it comes as a PDF download, and you can send to friends and family for stocking stuffers at Christmas, and you can listen for your sun, moon, and rising. So you're going to get a lot of value of 12 different videos for each sign and share with your kids even. So, I mean, you can spread the love, spread the astro love. All right, this is a short video. This is happening on Monday. I'm recording Thursday for my Patreon community. The week before, I'm going to tell you it's probably no longer than an hour. I normally go 2, but I'm under some time constraints as I'm teaching my Sky Reader class. And so I want to keep it simple, stupid, and I want to get you onto the picture I want to show you, and we're going to talk astrology. Now, there's my messy desktop, but we will just pretend that we don't see it. I'll try to fix it before I get back to showing it to you, because what I want to show you is 2 different things: the actual chart of the sky and what might happen this week ahead because of it. And I want to show you something called our synodic cycle. And if you don't know what a synodic cycle is, and you know, like, it's an important concept in astrology, and modern or pop astrology often neglects to tell you that. What you're looking to know in a synodic cycle is, where did this thing start? It's sort of like, you know, sometimes astrologers are giving you something like when say starting gun, there's a race, right? Everyone's running around the racetrack, a quarter away, 180 degrees away, another quarter, and then back to the starting line on a circular racetrack, if you had such a thing. That's the sky. And so sometimes astrology channels will say, oh my God, Mercury's opposite Uranus this week. And what? He's halfway around the racetrack. He started by being at the starting line with Uranus, and he did that in the month of May. And we must address that, because whatever happens this week ahead, you know, especially Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, it's going to be related to events that happen in the month of May, on May 24th. So let me show you what I'm talking about in a synodic cycle chart. Take a screenshot. Why not? You're learning, right? I'm learning. You're learning. This is all about us learning together. There we go. Sharing the screen. Now I'm going to share. Now my share button disappeared. Ignore my hand. I'll fix that someday. Some new Zoom feature connected to my MacBook Pro. Lori's raising her hand always these days. Here we have it. Okay. What I want you to notice is how that's probably not the one I wanted to show you, but it's okay. In 2012, Mercury kept jumping into the arms of Uranus. The sky got shock, surprise, unexpected developments, invention, technology, eccentricity, revolution, and rebellion. Okay, Uranus. So Mercury kept jumping into the arms of Uranus in 2012 and continued to do that till 2018, corresponding to the traveling of Uranus through the sign of Aries, and Mercury traveling through the sign of Aries every year. And so these 2 kept coming together, right? 2016, 17 due to retrogrades, 2018, 19. And then 2019, Mercury started jumping into the arms of Uranus in the sign of Taurus, because it was actually where Uranus had navigated to. in May of 2019. This is the first conjunction. It ends on May the 24th, 2025. What does that tell you? It tells you it's the last grand finale of these two planets co-joining each other. So it must mean something, right? What would it mean? Well, that's what we're going to talk about today, because what we're going to go into later on, starting in May of 2026, is another cycle where this is occurring in Gemini, and that's going to go on till 2032. And so now we'll have more technology, more AI, more sudden exciting developments regarding transportation technologies. We'll have a lot of change. Probably have digital IDs, unfortunately, etc. All right. Now I'm going to show you the sky so you can see what I'm pointing at. This is the chart of the week that these two came together on Saturday, May 24th, 2025. And you might notice in the news cycle, I mean, things were happening. They were all bad things. I don't want to talk about them here. Go to my Substack, Pluto Chronicles, where I talk about bad world events and the astrological stories. But, you know, a lot of things happened back then. I'm not going to go back to it, you know, but I like a lot of destruction of land and kinetic devices blowing people up in certain parts of the world and horrific stories like that. Pete Hegseth fired another general from the Pentagon, like that was a major story at the time, more firings, you know, things kept going on and on. They keep on going on and on. So what you'll notice, though, is this conjunction happened here at 27 degrees. And this is therefore a very hot spot in the sky. Anything that goes around or happens near 27 Taurus is hyperventilating. And what's going to happen is that Uranus is retrograding into Taurus as we speak, and he's going to go back to 27 degrees and station direct. And then by the end of April next year, he's back in Gemini for good. So at that station direct degree, and I can't remember the exact date, but it's probably in December, we're going to see some old stories return that take us all the way back to May of 2025. You can go back in your life and think about what were you doing, not just on May 24th, but maybe that whole week, you know, May 22nd to May 27th of 2025. Go back to archival evidence, check your phone pictures, check your emails, and see what things were happening then, because this is what this week is about. It's not happening in an isolation field. This is halfway around the circular or oval racetrack. We'll go circular because it's 360 degrees around the wheel. And so this is a pivot point in a larger story, or a story that began in your life in the month of May. And I'll try to address that when I get to the astrology. So now we go to the now, and we move into the week ahead, and watch what we have happening on Wednesday. On Wednesday, you'll see that Mercury is moving into Sagittarius. Now he's got a retrogradation coming, and he's going to go back and forth. So he's going to be moving around through this 0 degrees again and again. So we're going to see 2 more passes. I'm not going to cover that today, but I want you to notice that Mercury is opposite Uranus. Now Uranus is yet to backtrack into Taurus. He's going to get there. Hang on. Oh, am I moving properly? Yeah. On November the 7th, I thought I was going so slow. And so we haven't quite come back to that story yet. We are testing the waters of the Gemini story. We're really like experimenting with this new thing that the world is learning about together. Is this Wednesday? Yes. So what is this about? You know, well, given that it started here in Taurus, for you, for me, and the world, it's going to be something that's about the Taurus and Gemini part of our sky vis-a-vis the Sagittarius part. What kind of world events could I see coming from this? I could see a flight delay thing, like massive airline cyber attacks. I could see something to do with weapons, because this is a missile. This is an arrow flying. It's Sagittarius. And shock and kinetic devices, shock and flying weapons like missiles, shock and surprise. Well, your Iran happens to be a Leo rising, right? And an Aries sun. And, you know, there's one country in the world that's chomping at the bit to start a war there. And maybe that's what we're seeing. Okay. But it's a shock or surprise. If you're half awake, it's no surprise at all. And so we could see something like that happening next week. Hopefully not. But there can be something shocking or surprising about kinetic devices, things that fly through the air that are airplanes traveling, missiles, cyber attacks. That's the energy of Sag. This is the energy of communications and technology. Okay, so, and today's weapons are AI driven and drones, and they're all remote. So there's a lot of that stuff. So there's going to be an unpleasant surprise in the collective. There's pretty well no doubt about it. And you ask me, right? Netanyahu is a Sag rising. So there again, we got that character in the mix as well. All right, so let's get away from world stuff. As I said, over in the Pluto Chronicles, I do in-depth articles on my unplugged opinion, but it's also connected to the astrology. I'm not just shouting at everybody what I think. So I want to focus today on Mercury opposite Uranus. Do not pay attention to this 24 degrees Jupiter, nor this. It looks like they're attached, but they're not. It's called out of sign. All we're focused on is this energy right here. And let's go ahead and do each sign. We're going to start with Aries. And I may draw a card today from the Time Traveler's deck. I'm kind of in the mood. But if I'm going at a clip that you find uncomfortably fast, you can slow me down on the playback speed. I have a big event tonight. One of my guest teachers for Skyreader is teaching Synodic releasing. I'm there with my assistant, Sue. And I just always like to attend and say hi to the students. So I want to make sure that I'm ready for them. So if you're an Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising, please like, subscribe, and hit my notification bell. Mercury is going to give us a surprise. I have a Sun and Moon in our 9th house of God, and it's connected to international travel, foreign lands, visas, publishing, academia. Mercury is a messenger and the communicator. He's at a dignity, but let's not stress. He's guiding Uranus in his home kingdom. And so it may be a viral hit. In the internet land, Uranus is in the house of social media. Someone might have a viral hit. It could go international. It might really blow up on you. But you want to go back to the beginning and the initial seed that was planted over here, something to do with money, earnings, and resources. And so that's the main theme. And now this is like a turning point, pivotal moment, right? Where something's happening. And also it could be some unexpected communication that shocks or surprises you about or from a sibling, one younger or two older. It may also involve a unexpected break free or breakthrough. That's another way to look at it. In some kind of communication connected to legal and court matters and decisions, that's your 9th house. Unexpected acceptance letter into your favorite university, unexpected travel for sure, but surprise opportunities. And it could be quite exhilarating. So it doesn't always have to be a negative, especially since no matter what, Mercury is trine your Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising. So all of those are positively impacted. Let's go ahead and draw a card for you from the book that I'm using today, which is called the Time Traveler's Oracle. I felt like that would be a good one for Mercury and the messenger and the mischief maker, and Uranus, the technology guy, sort of like we're going to do a time travel into that, we're going to go time traveling just for fun. I can get this done in an hour. I am always the girl who's going for almost 2 hours. Watch me do it. That doesn't mean, though, that it's less quality because I'm talking awfully fast, though. You got the message of life force energy, and it's the Messiah of Africa. Oh, I love that. Africa. 23. I met this beautiful Nigerian woman today in a clothing store where I bought a cashmere scarf. Let me get my cashmere scarf. I don't really, it was not cheap, but I was in the mood for warm, and this is my favorite color. And she was beautiful. A Nigerian woman with a Yoruba name, and we don't have a lot of Nigerian women around here. And I had the most amazing conversation with her. So there you go. I'm an Aries, Sun, and Moon, and I just got in touch with African energy today. 23, and it's number 23. Here we have it. Are you ready? I'll give you the lowdown. Your message for this week ahead and the surprise is vibrant life force energy, healing, rhythm, and passion. All of these qualities are waiting to expand your life even more. The card is telling you that this is not the time to hold back, not the time to suppress what you're feeling or experiencing. Don't hold back. Be spontaneous, be willing to change course, Mercury. It's okay to change your mind. Mercury will retrograde. You will change your mind. The vitality of the creator is waiting to flow through you. Stop waiting on the sidelines of life. Don't hold back. Embrace every aspect of your life. Be who you are without reserve. It's life force vitality, guys. If you have been ill, the card indicates healing is on its way. Thank God. I've been really pushing away that flu that everyone around me has had for 3 days. First I had the sore throat, then I had the headache. And by some miracle, I'm not doing so bad, actually, after all. Praise the Lord. All right, so Taurus, it's all about you, right? Come on. Ever since 2019, Uranus, Mercury have been joining like yearly in your sign, right? So you've been under this real intense energy, especially 2017 with the retrograde passes. So, a lot of intense shifts of energy and intensity going on in the life of the sun, your career, Taurus sun, moon, your home life, Taurus moon, or the Taurus rising, your character, your body, your simulation avatar. And this is now the last finality, because in May 24th, go back and check what you were doing that week. You experience a kind of reset button that's now at the halfway mark, the turning point halfway around the racetrack. And the halfway around the racetrack puts it here. There is a surprise financially. It's in your money part of your sky. It's your earnings, your resources. It connects to chunks of money. It could be an inheritance, a tax rebate, money from your spouse, spousal support check that's bigger than you thought. It could be a commission bonus in the work environment. It could even be, in this case, it could even be a sudden increase in salary that you weren't expecting. But there's a nice little bolt of chunky money or good money or money surprise. It's good. Don't worry about it. I know you're, oh no. Well, I think it's good because, well, let me explain why I like this for you. With Pluto wealthing you up in the 10th house of career and reputation, and there is this kind of nice flow here, of course, I should have drawn your attention to the wedge. You're going to wealth up. It's going to bring you something positive, and it's connected to work, career, and reputation. The only downside is that it can also be money coming from father figures. Yes, like great grandpa Joe, because maybe he's going to pass, or maybe he's like writing out his will and you're going to find out about it. That kind of thing can happen. Information about legacy wealth is going to come to you. So with the sun in the setting place, ruler of the fourth, with Pluto in the house of the father, that's just one thing for some Tauruses to think about. Otherwise, it looks like career and reputation and money and wealth, and it looks positive. Let's draw a card for you. I don't believe I'm going this fast, but I am, and I'm okay with it. Are you guys okay with it? I want to boil some pasta and get my dinner ready before my class. Adventure. You have the Silk Road from Mongolia. And let's see why you have adventure. It's card number 3. I would normally think of adventure as a very Mars-Jupiter energy. And, possibly that's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing the fact that right now, you want a little adventure. You got Jupiter in your 3rd house of travel. But we also have to remember that we're talking about 8th house, 2nd house matters, and that's financial. So here we go. But we're going to read the card because we believe that there's no accidents. So adventure entails risks, the juice of life. And without that, Taurus, you'll feel lackluster and stagnant. And then you don't need to know how everything turns out, but take a risk. It's the time to jump, leap. It's exciting. Have faith. This is your week for that. Wonderful new experiences wait to fill your life, and new frontiers are opening up as you have a period of expansion. I'd say career and money for sure. Instead of waiting for a new quest to unfold, you can create your own adventures as well. Talk to a stranger, take a trip without a plan of where you want to go and to see where you end up. You may be also able to receive, you may also receive this card if you are considering becoming a writer or a poet. Mercury is the writer. Doing podcasts or starting an online venture. The card is an excellent sign to move forward with your plan. Well, that was the most unexpected card. Lower my hand, guys. And so we move on to our next sign. Gemini, sun, moon, rising on my progressed sun is there. Progressions are never as important as natal, but they matter. It looks to me like we're having this exciting time where it's hitting us in the I thou axis. Go back to May 24th, around that time, the week of that time. What was going on in your life a few days before and after when you planted a new 12th house seed, a seed for international long distance travel, more income from digital income, borderless revenue, and foreign people and sources. You might have charged up this energy for, don't forget, this has been charging up since 2019. And that's how I started making internet digital income as progressed Gemini sun. But it's also maybe the enlightenment house, and you've been like planting seeds for spiritual awakening as well. And that's very powerful with South Node here opening up the moksha house as well, liberation from the matrix. So yeah, you. But this is like somebody else. So here's some message or information coming from the 7th house. If you're married, it could be your spouse, it could be a business partner, it could be your client, audience, or marketplace, those types of folk. And, with Mercury ruling the 4th house, it could be unexpected information from your family of origin or connected to your home or home-related matters. The energy here, though, is outside of you. Someone else is delivering news that surprises you or, delights you or feels like a breakthrough. And with the sextile to Pluto, it could also be powering up in publishing, foreign travel and sudden opportunities for journeys, academic acceptances, matters to do with potentially a powerful transformative love proposal coming from a foreign place or foreign land. And it could also bring you into a powerful opportunity for travel connected to your spiritual quest. And all of this is gelling for you, right? In a surprising way, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of this week. Let's grab a card and see what we get. Wow, this is great. I think I might be doing a video that's exactly 1 hour, if not 45 minutes long, hitting a new record of short video in my channel. If you don't mind short videos, I hope you're okay with it. 39, transcending Atlantis. Well, I have asteroid Atlantis on my sun. I just read for a client today who has it on her lot of fortune. A lot of us are back from Atlantis. Welcome back. And here we are. So let's see why we got the Atlantis card today. But the keyword is transcending. You've got liberation, spiritual liberation, Buddhahood, neo-waking from the matrix energy, where the seed was planted last May 24th. You also have the South Node in another liberation house, the 4th. So there's definitely energy here for awakening. The card is number 39. I'm binging on Eckhart Tolle myself. When you pull this card, it's time to rise above the mundane circumstances in your life, fellow Geminis. Through the focus power of your mind, it is possible to let go of the ordinary concerns and enter a more rarefied perspective. Transcending a negative or unhelpful situation is a kind of transformation of self. With focused discipline, all things are possible. So you want to look at it also as trusting your psychic senses, your intuition. And if you have been drawn to crystals or sound vibration, follow those up. Hold a crystal. Focus on a tone with a clear intent in your mind, and challenges release and clarity blossoms. It can help you manifest your dreams and desires. This crystal holding. It's so powerful that it can feel like magic. Wave your magic crystal wand. I don't have a crystal per se here, but I do have the stuff that's helping for radiation from your computer, and this cool little stone that I got somewhere. And yeah, I need to get some more minerals around me. All right. Moving on to your next sign. And yeah, whatever. Experience my desktop, shall we? I don't know why I can't figure this out. And I'm okay with it. If you're a Cancer rising sun or moon, this energy of the conjunction back in May 24th and actually repeating, watch the intro, says 2019, has been disrupting your social groups, your social networks, your friendship circles, your goals and dreams, and the way you make money in your career. Lots of change, lots of break free and breakthrough, right? That's been a story since 2019, face it, even 2018 to some extent. Now, back on May 24th of this year, we saw the conjunction at 27 degrees of Taurus, and this is a grand finale. And now we have the halfway across the racetrack, a moment, a turning point, a pivot point halfway through. And that is that Mercury is opposing Uranus from the house of pets. Now, you could have a challenge to your pet's health. I'm going to tell you. Go back to May. Was there a challenge in your pet's health? So yes, unfortunately, surprising developments with the health of a pet. However, it could also be matters to do with rental property, leases and agreements. also matters to do with debts like credit cards, loans, banks, mortgages. And with Pluto in the 8th house and the sextile, is positive surprises about debts, chunky money, right? Unearned income that's related to debts of some sort. That's the 6th house. And so there's some positive, surprising news coming about that, which is exciting. You could also have a sort of a breakthrough in your spiritual life. 12 and 8. Okay, so houses 12 and 8. So like a spiritual awakening moment, a liberation. And it's going to unshackle you from karmic relationships, karmic patterns, and karmic debts. And what that looks like for you on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, who the heck knows? But that's one of the stories that could occur in this part of the sky. And if you are somebody who's thinking of getting a new pet, then this could be the surprising opportunity for that pet to arrive. Like you didn't expect to get one so soon, but here it is. And if you talk to the dead during the Veil is Thin Halloween, you might get some serious dream messages from the dead, from the underworld, coming through at night and like alarming you or delighting you. You know, the people who have passed in your life coming through strongly Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday with messages or synchronicities, maybe the feathers on the ground. You know, when my mother's coming to me, I often get balloons. She had a song she sung as a child about balloons. And now I often see signs she's around me when I see balloons. I mean, random balloons, like, you know, a deflated helium balloon, like bobbling across the lobby of a hotel. I'm like, what? Hi, Mom. I think it's crazy, but balloons, you know, my mom and balloons. I will figure out this thing. I don't know why. I'm going to try my best not to have to keep doing it that way. Let's move into, did I draw a card for you guys? Did I forget to draw a card? Let's draw a card for Cancer. Sorry about that. Freedom. I Have a Dream, 1963. That's Martin Luther King, I Have a Dream speech. Freedom, card number 16. Now, Uranus is breaking through and breaking free. And he does represent liberation and freedom from something that shackles us. And he is going to activate the shackles of work, health, pets, tendencies, rentals, and debts that no longer serve you this week ahead. Number 16. You are being called to step beyond limitations and self-imposed boundaries. Do not allow yourself to be trapped by convention or by the expectations of others. Break free from anyone or anything that imprisons or restricts you. Yes. Support others, because also the 12th house of jails is activated. Yeah, the 12th house of jails is activated, your Gemini house. Yes, breaking free of what jails you, what restricts you, even self-imposed restriction, including addictions. Fling your arms to the heavens. What feathers your mind, body, or soul? If you have a relationship or career or lifestyle that constricts you, it's time to consider some changes. Cancers, you can't always choose your life circumstances, but you can choose your response to those events and how you define them. Select meanings that empower you. You can choose to feel unrestrained and free. No matter what is happening, you can decide to experience freedom, even in limiting situations. And it's true. You don't need to change your job. You need to change how you think about how you don't like your job. That's very Eckhart Tolle, but you don't have to. You can both free yourself of the job or the thing that constricts you or the relationship or whatever, but you can also free yourself before you free yourself, right? By no longer arguing with reality and complaining about it and making a mental noise that is worse than the actual situation sometimes. And believe me, I'm guilty of that. I'm going to figure this out on the next one. All right, Leos. This is kind of going back, of course, to May of May of 2025, I should say. Seed planted, grand finale, conjunction in your 10th house of career, lots of change, lots of ups and downs, lots of erratic, lots of breakthrough, break free, breakthrough, lots of change in your career since 2018-19 as Uranus entered Taurus, and also you begin to experience some Mercury conjunctions to Uranus. Nothing's been steadfast. You've been changing things, lots of different angles, maybe looking for something that fits. Now, it's exciting, but it's definitely changing, lots of change behind you. Now, this halfway mark of this story, halfway around the racetrack, watch the intro to understand this principle, is that you've got a surprising, shocking, surprising, unexpected development connected to children, romantic partners, a sibling one older, maybe connected to your significant other, long-term love partner, Pluto, connected to sexuality, connected to entrepreneurial or creative projects. Now, this could be an unexpected, surprising bit of information from somebody, like a love note or a Valentine's, or someone reaching out with a confession of love, and you're shocked, but you might be shocked because it comes from friendships, or, maybe a friend introduces you to someone and all of a sudden this is like a big thing, like the sparks are flying. And it wouldn't be doubtful that this could happen under the sky. Otherwise, if you're already with somebody, Pluto means secrets. It's in the house of marriage. And I would think that maybe you might hear some unexpected secrets that you don't want to know about a partner in love. Like, you don't want to know those stories, but someone's telling them to you. That's a possibility, or your children are divulging them. And there can be unexpected, surprising, and exciting changes in the life of a child. If an elder sibling, one above you, is bringing some of the surprise, it could be very powerfully influential for you in terms of wealth. It could also look like, that's what I got. That's what I got. I don't have anything else to say about it. Let's see what we got. This is Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, right? Now, I'm going to try something different here. I'm going to stop the sharing and keep that chart on my screen. So maybe when I come back, it's there. Lori's breaking her own records, breaking free of long, long videos, and doing this one in less than an hour, which would be a miracle. A miracle, I tell you. The card we drew is growth, the Amazon rainforest, Brazil. Babies come out of the fifth house. Baby businesses are born and grown in the fifth house. Inspiration and love and creativity and the muse are born in the fifth house. And everything in there grows. Our children grow. The garden of our hobbies is in the fifth house, and we grow things there to bring us pleasure and inspiration. Let's read number 18 to see where and why Mercury in the growth house for you is activating growth. Card number 18. Here we have it. In order for a seed to sprout, yeah, that's the fifth house, fertility, it needs to cast off its tough outer layer. Once it does that, it can begin its rapid growth. When you receive this card, it can indicate the need to cast off old beliefs and release outdated, limiting notions about who you are. And when you do this, your energy expands. So step into your next cycle. You are being called to release the dross of the past so that your energy can surge in ever-widening circles. Be conscientious about what you focus on. Whatever you place your attention on is what will expand in your life. What you dwell upon grows. That's my phrase. Growth in your life can be mental, physical, emotional. Expansion in all areas is occurring. If you've been thinking about developing your business as an entrepreneurial business house or expanding an enterprise, this is a good time to do it. And if you've been considering embarking on a retreat or a program of self-growth, starting therapy or gaining supplemental education, this is the time to do that. I'm not going to go any slower. Slow me down if I'm talking too fast. All right. Virgo, Mercury, the Lord of your sign, has been co-joining in the sign of Taurus since 2019, your house of higher education, long distance travel, third marriages, foreign lands and travel. Have you been doing a lot of that since 2019? And has it been erratic and up and down? My Virgo daughter, off to McGill, then came back here and then did Simon Fraser. A lot of change and disruption in her university education during those years, for example. Now, this energy, all right, happened May 24th, and it's the last finale, and we're at the halfway mark, especially if you are a late degree Virgo, right? Like 26 to 29, because you're really feeling that last grand finale. And it's a house of God and spiritual belief and spiritual community and surrendering to a divine impulse and finding your dharma and purpose in life. That's all jacked up for you in the grand finale. And what we see here is we see Uranus and Mercury at the halfway mark. And Mercury says home, property, land, and real estate. And Uranus says career, reputation. They're both in a flow to Pluto, indicating power and power and riches in the house of work. This can be a huge up level in a new property to rent, a new a pet situation coming that's powerful and surprising and positive, or a new up level that shocks or surprises you in your prosperity or wealth and power. So new levels of authority or power or money connected to job, work, and career. If you're retired, connected to your visible service in the world. So It could also be unexpected and surprising developments with 10th house people, authority figures, father figures in your life, connected to your childhood and connected to karmic debt relationships. So I kind of like this as well. If anybody here is thinking of wanting to power up more money from the career and the work path that you're on, and this comes as a possible breakthrough, like hitting a new level of salary or a new level of power within the structures of where you work. You want to break free of a career path because it's no longer right for you. Something comes up to help you unfetter from it, to break the shackles of it. That would be another option as well. Okay. Ask and you shall receive. If you've been asking the universe to get you out of a career path or a job you don't want, something new could shine your way unexpectedly this week. You've got the reflection card, Mount Shasta. It's got a moon on it. Funny, there's a Taurus full moon on November the 5th. There you go. Well, that flows to you, right? From your 5th house. Okay, 35. Now I'm hot. Cashmere, number 35. The glowing image of moonlight in a sacred mountain lake is reminder for you to take time to reflect about your life. Don't rush through life. And that's Mercury in the midnight hour, right? Really pay attention to your dreams, go inward, be alone at night, ponder what you really want. Savor it, sit back, put your feet up, let go, place your responsibilities and burdens by the side of the road and relinquish control. Spiritual beings are at your side. Virgo, you've got the South Node traveling through your sign, and your key word is I surrender until next July. When you relax and reflect about your journey, powerful insights and intuition arise. Answers to long-held life questions emerge. The truth will be made known. In the calmness that unfolds, you realize that all the answers you seek are within you. And in this time of meditative silence, all will be revealed. I would say you could have a big moksha liberation, spiritual breakthrough, 4th house, or divine download Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. But it really is about powering up in work, career, service, and purpose. So let's see if I can share this time. Nope, the chart's gone. I have to share, for some reason, my messy desktop. Lord knows why. Libra, we're halfway through. We're going to do this before my class starts. This is your sky to talk about the seeds that are being planted since 2019 in your chunky money house, your spiritual liberation from the egoic self, your secrets, your shared resources with spouse, your inheritance monies. And you continually get these surprises here. And maybe you've got some inheritance since 2019, right? Maybe you got some good, surprising developments with banks, mortgages, and loans, spousal support, who knows? Ka-ching, ka-ching, it's going on here. And then you'll notice that this is halfway from the May 24th set point that happened in May, that now we have the halfway mark around the racetrack. Mercury is opposite Uranus, and it's a travel surprise. It's a surprise to do with foreign lands and shores, academic or learning environments. It's a surprise that connects maybe to a father figure, and maybe it's a surprise that connects to wealth from a father figure. In this case, it would be elder. It could also be some situation that looks like maybe you're unexpectedly and dramatically experiencing a breakthrough in your long-term committed love and romance. That's because the chironic wound's been healing from recent activity. Or there's a real intensity around a trip with a romantic partner that can be transformative in some fundamental way. If you're an entrepreneur, there's a breakthrough, maybe some international success, some larger exposure to a wider audience, an international audience from some creative artistic project that you're doing, including writing, publishing, and book publishing especially, and power and wealth connected to that. Ultimately, you're looking to be powerfully wealthy by harnessing your natural talents and gifts and abilities and being more entrepreneurial. All right, that's the Pluto 5th house transit that lasts till 2044. Your message today is, it's like an auctioneer, higher consciousness, Sirius, Pleiades, and Arcturus. Arcturus is a bodyguard star, but he's also a wealth star. Let's take a look at number 21 for you. The 9th house of higher consciousness, Dharma, God, wisdom, and truth is being activated, by the way. And your Mercury's in the house of your mind. So pay attention to the higher consciousness you're capable of Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday in particular, when there's a surprise coming in. And we have the keywords for you of step into an elevated consciousness and above personal challenges and grievances. Observe challenges from a higher frequency as healing is unfolding. This card carries the energy of a mysterious sage. Sage, it's the 9th house. When you raise your frequency, it's easier for your crown chakra to open and connect you to higher frequencies. So your intuition is expanding this week. Trust it. This card will also appear when entities of higher frequencies from the inner dimensions are reaching out to you. Here comes Metatron. These wise beings are in spirit, are working with you to resolve physical and emotional challenges. Listen with your heart. When you get caught up in life, take a moment to look at the stars. Simply being open to the star energy can change everything. Okay, you can always rewind my video for a slower pace. Scorpio, going back to 2019, you kept getting reset buttons of Mercury-Uranus for breaking free, breaking through in the 8th house of chunky money. This can be a lot of different things. It could be inheritances. It could be matters connected to your, on Thursday. I just see what day I'm in. Inheritances. And let me go back. What was I saying about you guys? Why was did I talk about your, Yeah. The reset buttons were happening for you guys. Oh my God. Sorry about that. No, let me reframe it. Sorry, Scorpio. A menopause brain hit me. Okay. So let's reset that. You have been going since 2019 through upsets in your marriage house or your significant other, audience, client, marketplace, business partners. Well, that means like polyamory, a marriage sabbatical, freedom, disruption, erratic behavior from your spouse, or surprising new types of people showing up in your life that you couldn't believe you'd ever relate to, and now you're married. But there's been this up and down energy going on since 2019, 18, 19. It's going to close out and be completely done with you. Don't worry, by April 29th next year. You want to know that because this is a halfway mark around the racetrack from what happened in your long-term love, committed love, audience, client, marketplace, 7th house, May 24th, this spring behind us. Now, halfway across the wheel, we have chunky money and earning surprises. It is also connected to wealth and prosperity from property, land, home, and real estate, mortgages, banking, and loans. It could also connect to money from the family of origin, like an inheritance. And it also connects to the energy of surprise. And partly with Mercury here, there also could be the surprise opportunity to purchase, buy, or sell a car or a home. And yet everything is about surprise. And maybe Uranus is going to level it up with Pluto's support. And suddenly you're in possession of some chunks of money, especially with the North Node in the house of good fortune right now. And this is going to allow for some exciting change in your life. What kind of change? I don't know. But it's connected to also how you partner and how you respond to your audience and your marketplace and your clients, and how you partner with your significant other. In your case, it could also be exciting financial opportunities that indicate a potential relocation of your home. And Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, the information is coming that shows you that that is possible. I'm not saying you're suddenly going to change your home Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Well, you never know. You never know. Anything's possible. All right. Anything's possible. It's stability. You haven't had stability in your marriage and maybe even in your home and where you live since 2019. That's Uranus's continuous journey through your 7th house. Now you're getting the archetype of stability. We are in the baobab tree of Africa, the baobab tree, Africa. Let's go to card number 36 and let's see what we have. Oh my God, I'm doing it. I'm going to be done in time. To gain stability in your life, take measure of your relationships, finances, possessions, and health. Heal, and we have Mercury in the house of possessions. Heal old wounds and strengthen relationships with your loved ones. Make careful plans for the future. However, do not act on plans until you feel secure about going forward. Strategy, intuition. If you're not feeling grounded in life this week ahead, it's important to put everything else aside until you do. Think things through before you take action. Do not rush into anything. And if you are going to make financial investments, only make ones that are safe and secure. It's not the time to take risks. This is an excellent time to go into partnerships with others. Partnerships is the 7th house, business and marriage. And it says, go into partnerships with others, whether marriage or business, venture or creative project. And Scorpio, if you move slowly, go deep and look for constancy in life, lasting success will follow. I have a Scorpio girlfriend whose husband, kind of thing, after 20 years, just one day walked out with some other woman. And that happened during this 2018 ingress, right, of Uranus into her marriage house. So I know some of you Scorpios have been through some intensity there. So hang in there. Things are changing. I know. I think I am not going to figure this out on this video. We're moving into Sagittarius, sun, moon, and rising. Well, I would point to you being really electrified this week. Wow. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. What the frig is that about? Before we get there, don't forget, you want to go back to say, 2019, Uranus, Mercury, Uranus, Mercury, Uranus, Mercury kept meeting up in my house of health, work, pets, debts, rental properties. And have you had a disruptive time? Has it been really jiggy jaggy and all of that? An ex-spouse of mine, we're good friends, a lot of jiggy jaggies there. Health problems, pet situations like radically changing, and home rental property changes as well, and debt situations. So I've been through it by proxy by watching my Sag Sun X go through it. So I know that a lot of you gone through a lot of erratic qualities in the 6th house, but also breaking free and breaking through. And maybe some surges in success in the workhouse as well. Now, the thing about that is that on May 24th of this spring behind us, so that whole week is up for energetic shift. You began to plant a last grand finale seed of change in the 6th house. And that includes breaking down karmic debt relationships that you could be karmically indebted to your neighbor, to your spouse, to your children, those fracturing, breaking those relationships down as well. And here we have other and self. If you're married, your partner and you are having a radical breakthrough conversation, and you might be initiating it. Okay. Or there's a shocking surprise from your partner and it requires a discussion. And you may experience that Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Otherwise, disruptions in business partnerships, sudden exchanges that are surprising with an audience or client of some sort. If you look at Pluto's position in the wedge, he's in the house of travel, short distance, local neighborhood and neighbors and daily events in your life, as well as the social media sphere. Any one of you Sagittarius who's a social media beast could have a powerful breakthrough and hit a viral hit and reach new levels of success with an audience. But if you're in a marriage situation, there may be some unexpected travel situation or domestic local situation with your partner. This could be a very intense time in a relationship. I wouldn't say this is a good time to start a new relationship. So if you're just talking to people who are already in those relationships, okay? You could have an unexpected, exciting, and dramatic opportunity to travel somewhere. And you're going to say yes or no Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, short distance travel, most likely. And an unexpected and shocking surprise connected to a sibling in your life, any sibling, but also maybe a sibling one younger than you, but any sibling will do here. Okay, so let's go ahead and get a card for Saggies. Breakthrough. Well, yes, the moon landing. You're going to have a breakthrough. You can't not. You got Mercury in your sign talking to Uranus in the house of another. Mercury rules that house of another. There's some important breakthrough in the I-thou axis, self and other. Some other and you are breaking free or breaking through and breaking down, because sometimes we break down to break through. It's natural, Sag, to be afraid when you are confronted with something new or challenging. And we can count siblings in this one. Aunts, uncles, cousins, nieces, nephews, but mostly siblings. However, don't let fear prevent you from overcoming barriers. A breakthrough is at hand. Trust your instincts. Keep going. Don't stop or hold back, just as it takes effort and fortitude to be the first to walk on the moon, for a chick to hatch out of its shell, or a seedling to push through the hard-packed earth. It will take supreme effort on your own journey to reach the light. The energy of a breakthrough isn't always neat and tidy, so it's okay if things are messy and chaotic. Or surprising and shocking, I will add. Eventually, the situation will sort itself out and peace will reign. And we're moving into the home stretch. Cancer, sun, moon, and Cancer, Capricorn, sun, moon, and rising sign. If you go back, 2019, Mercury, Uranus kept meeting every year in Taurus. And this is saying that you've been going through sexual revolution, love and romantic love, sex revolution, and revolution in a relationship to your children. And there's been something new trying to happen. You might have gone way outside the box. Let me try polyamory or threesomes, or maybe renunciate and not have any relationship. I don't know. Get involved in romantic love with people way outside your wheelhouse of the type you're usually interested in, and all of that stuff. And, your children, erratic ups and downs in the life of your children and your relationships to your children, if you have them. So that's the Cap story. You've been under it since 2019, 18, 19. Now that's the grand finale, because in the month of May 24th, so just take a few days before and after, you had a conjunction of Mars and Uranus here. And then kaboom, right? It's exploding into the halfway mark around the racetrack. So I want you to think sex, love, and romance, children, creativity, and the muse, and entrepreneurial endeavors. Those are themes of the fifth. And exposing to you some of your natural talents and gifts. Those are all the themes of the fifth that have been underway since 2019. And here we have a breakthrough moment of some sort connected to Mercury in the house of spiritual liberation, the full moksha, the big one, or distant shores and lands, and emails, phone calls, and texts, or some communication to people from far off shores or lands, connected to shocks and surprises, connected to karmic debts. So for one thing, a karmic debt could be breaking open or breaking free or breaking through in some relational storyline. There is also the possibility, because of Pluto, of a financial breakthrough. This is money, earnings and resources and possessions. And this is Uranus in the house of work and job. And this is someone in a distant shore. You could hear from somebody in a distant land who's going to offer you a job. Speech is the second house, a powerful transformative conversation, okay, on Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday that blows something open for you. Blows it open, wide open. Uranus is in a dating house. Maybe you're going to have a blowout first date or a conversation with someone that leads to a karmic first date with somebody with whom you've spent another life. Otherwise, you could be getting an unexpected job from a distant shore and land, and it's going to wealth you up. Those are some thoughts I have. If you're in a marriage already and Jupiter is here, he will give you what you want and not need. If you have a relationship with a marriage partner, there could be a dramatic conversation about money that could close that relationship out, because you're going to be speaking like Pluto, and that's like the mafia boss. You don't care what people say. You're going to speak your truth. All right, protection 33. And it is the Cave of the Hands in Argentina. I guess there's handprints all over it. 33. Ooh, Jesus died. The Mason's 33rd degree. You guys, you do realize that they keep saying in 33 hours, the FBI says we apprehended Tyler Robinson or whatever. That's all Mason code. You do realize it's a whole Mason gig that happened there, right? Sorry, I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I got a brain. Mason code. It's all a Mason code. I would call that a sacrifice. Okay, 33. Here's your keywords. For long periods of history, people have chosen to live in caves. The Mercury's in the 12th house of the cave. Okay, the cave. The shaman's cave, the hermit's cave, the ashram cave. This card can arise in a reading for many reasons. This may be the reminder that you are indeed safe. You can trust the protection of angels, ancestors, guides around you. Oh, and you could have a health challenge just suddenly out of the blue, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Oh my God. And with Pluto in the house of the face, teeth, nerves in the face, headaches, maybe teeth, face, sudden challenge to your health. It'll be okay. You can trust the protection of the angels, ancestors, spirit guides that are all around you, supporting you. Additionally, this can be the card of a leader, meaning that you are a safe space for other people. It can be a sign that you need to take steps to protect yourself, your assets, your possessions, or your loved ones. Guard your energy. Consider using protective talismans or shielding. If you feel that there are places, situations, or people that drain you, take immediate steps to remove yourself into your shaman's cave or hermit's cave from those people. This is a miracle fast video. I talk fast. You can slow me down. Here we go. Aquarius, sun, moon, and rising sign. For goodness gracious sakes, look at us. We've got Pluto in our sign. Aren't we proud of ourselves? And on top of that, we've got this shock and awe energy. Now let's just go back in time. Yes, that's why we're in the Time Traveler's Oracle. Go back 2019. And it's going to end in next April, end of April. Continual shock and awe. Uranus traveling through Taurus, Mercury meeting them there on the yearly. And so what is Taurus for you? It's your property, land, home, and real estate. I have been so frigging unstable in where I live, constantly moving since 2019. Actually started in 2018. It's not funny. So ultimately, our home life has been unstable, but we also can be digitally active and success on the internet through our home-based life. But also erratic ups and downs at home, in our home, within the home, etc. Now, that's aside, the seed was planted here at the 27th degree of Taurus back May 24th of this year. This is a grand finale, and we're at the halfway mark through the racetrack, and it's in the house of children. This is a possibility. There's a shocking, surprising story going on with one of your children. And it may also have some changes for where you live because of what's going on with the child. But also, this is a house of romantic love. And Mercury's in the house of friendships, social groups, and events, and going out with groups of people and engaging in a social network. And if you're single, you may shockingly, surprisingly find Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, you find yourself meeting somebody. And it's a romantic surprise. You're like, whoa, that took me by surprise, especially with Jupiter exalted in the dating house. But if it's not that, and it's one of your children having a surprise, there's many kinds of surprises that could happen here. And with Venus in the 9th house, trining the 5th, your house, it could be surprise. One of your children is going to have a child. And there's an announcement. You just didn't expect it so soon, right? Whether your child is a man or a woman, it doesn't matter because they have a partner to have a baby with, right? It's a gay partnership. They could be doing a sperminating of a female. All said and done, surprise, you're going to be a grandparent. Wouldn't surprise me at all next week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. But that could change your home again. Why? Because maybe the grandchild moves in with you, or you want to move closer to the grandchildren. Who knows? We'll see what happens. If you are somebody who wants to play a lottery ticket, Mercury's in the windfall house, Uranus is in the winning the money, good fortune from speculation and gambling, and Pluto is going to say you're rich. So this is a good week. The week ahead, I'm going to buy my own lottery tickets. To buy a ticket, know your limit, play within it. You may be a winner. Let's go ahead and take a look at what we have for you when we draw a card from the Time Traveler's Oracle. I'm going to have 15 minutes before my class starts in order to boil up my pasta dish. Welcome to my world. Abundance. Can we say heck yeah? Let's all say heck yeah. Windfalls, penny from heaven, good fortune, speculation, Pluto, wealth. We're holding on to the bucket of wealth. We are Pluto. Now, of course, abundance takes many forms, right? Abundance of love, abundance. But the hanging gardens of Babylon, the hanging gardens of Babylon. That's that song, Babylon. Let us go for it. Card number 1. Okay, fellow Aquariuses, let's keep track of each other in the comments. Check out, did I tell you I'm starting a membership community here? And I don't know if it's going to be ready for you guys, but check to see if it's activated. I'm going to be doing Saturday salons starting in December. If you're a member, you get to hang with me for half an hour every Saturday morning and talk astrology. And I'll do even answers to your own chart questions, but I won't read your chart per se necessarily, but maybe I will. Who knows? It's organic. It's organically growing. I'm very excited that I'm finally putting a YouTube membership together. It takes me forever. Okay. When you receive this card, know that fulfillment and prosperity are awakening in your life. Be grateful for what you already have, and even more will flow to you. This is what we have to figure out this week ahead. The Creator desires you prosper in all areas of your life, and a windfall is coming. So, can I win the lottery and write a novel? Please, universe, or something like that. There are amazing opportunities around you, fellow Aquarians, but you must be willing to nurture them. An outpouring of energy, finances, and even love is ahead. Yes, because it's Uranus in the house of romantic love and activating windfalls and luck through speculation. It could be one thing. It could be one thing. Lucky in love, lucky in money. Goodness gracious. Surprise. I'm going to try to believe this. Whatever you focus on right now will grow in leaps and bounds. So take action in the direction of your dreams. Trust that your life is blossoming. Release feelings of fear or lack, which are only perceptions. This is a time to make investments, purchase property, make plans for things you desire, choose quality over economy. I just bought my cashmere scarf. When I looked at the price, I felt embarrassed because I thought, oh, it's a lot of money. But then I got to meet this beautiful Yoruba speaking, a Nigerian woman. What a goddess. And I did a little psychic reading for her on the spot. And so it made my day. And now I have this quality scarf. Choose quality over economy. In the end, you will not regret it. This is an excellent time to be generous. Give deeply and fully without fear of loss. The more you give, the more you receive. The more you give with an open heart, the more energy and life force flows back to you. I went to a coffee shop to write my Substack for release on Saturday, and I tipped the barista at the coffee shop directly. She was taking her break and she was just going, she was sighing and she looked tired and she looked like a young girl, right in her 20s. It's probably like 2 jobs to stay afloat. And I just looked at her and I said, you know, you're doing a really hard job. I used to work retail, right? I worked a lot of different jobs, restaurants, bars, waitressing, retail. And I said, you know, it's a tough job to meet the public all day. And then, you know, there's no back room. She had to sit like where people sat for her break. And I just gave her $20 and she was just like teared up, grateful. Sometimes you just have to move the way spirit moves you. There won't be an outro today. I don't have time, but that would have been my outro story, to let your heart open to the moment and offer what is meant to be moved through you to another person, whether it be money or that spontaneous positive reading for this young Yoruba speaking Nigerian goddess that sold me the cashmere scarf. All right. So Pisces, sun, moon, and rising. What we have here is exciting. You want to go back to 2019, where you kept having shocking changes and disruptions with Uranus, Mercury in your 3rd house on the yearly. Maybe changes of relocation to different neighborhoods, disruptive relations with siblings, aunts, uncles, cousins, nieces, and nephews, disruption to your short distance travel plans, disruptions to your social media life, your business life, especially online businesses, a lot of disruption. My Pisces sister had PayPal and another payment process shut her down. No reason, no way to even get her money back for a year, one of them. And she wasn't doing anything illegal or dicey. That the disruption of her, you know, 3rd house over and over again. And some disruption with a sibling relationship too. Not with me, my other sister. So here you go. And so here we have it. That last conjunction happened, and it happened on May 24th. What kind of disruptions to your local neighborhood, neighbor disruptions, all the 3rd house matters. But now you're going to grand finale at the halfway through the mark, and it's home and career. Now, home, career connected to Pluto. There could be a massive sudden shift regarding where you want to live. You may be an unexpected shock or disruption because you went viral or had some internet career-based success, digital success that hits you out of the blue next week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. There could be some information coming from a boss, a father figure that surprises you and may also connect to a change in home. And there may be some situation that also involves somebody, Pluto, in a hospital, not you, connected to property, land, legacy wealth, and home, or career and career related changes. I don't even know where to go with this because it's so weird, but you've got like this Neptune, Saturn, you're dissolving, but you're also trying to make your dreams true, but you're also dissolving your identity. And there's a lot going on for you here. Somebody in a foreign shore or foreign land, Pluto, powerful transformational energy. You have 2 of those spiritual awakening houses activated, the childhood liberation from mom and dad and growing up and the whole mud of your ancestors and then past lives, and also just full liberation into Buddhahood. And even Venus in the other moksha house. So there's like a vibe. So if Pisces, you're looking for a spiritual shift of anything, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday is a good time. And you might be on a conversation with somebody important that you respect and look up to, because that's Mercury in the 10th house, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, that has a huge transformational power, like a breakthrough, patterns from childhood, connections to your home and where you live. Some of you may begin to see a path forward to change where you live off of this, okay, Pisces? And that would be, you may want to move to a distant shore or far off land. I don't think you're going to move this week, but you might have an insight or a breakthrough. And time alone can bring spiritual liberation or awakening. Pluto is transforming you in the gestational sac of your solitude. So lots going on there. And this is our last one. Hopefully no one's in my waiting room. Thank God they're not. This happens sometimes when I'm butting up against a class, okay? The card for you from the Time Traveler's Oracle deck is chaos. Well, Uranus is angular, right? I mean, you could be evicted from your home. Sorry about that. I don't want to upset you, but there could be something radically changing where you live. You never know. I'm just sitting with that for you because I feel like I should have warned you if that's the case. You could have because Mercury rules your 7th house of marriage. South Node means you're going to meet people from past lives, karmic relationships if you're single, or in an existing marriage, it's difficult. I have to add, you could have some disruption in an existing marriage that shocks or surprises you, especially if your partner is like a father figure to you, and or mother figure. Or you could have, if you're single, some kind of shocking, surprising turning of the wheel of what's next, Vesuvius, Italy, explosive energies connected to relationships that are just starting out, that are coming in, or they're already there for a while. 666 is the card number 6. It's the lovers, right? The lovers in the tarot. All right, here we go. Because Mercury rules your house of committed love. The archetypal personality represented by a volcano is wild, unpredictable, formidable, and even destructive. The meaning of this card can be twofold. If you have been feeling stagnant, it can indicate the need to shake things up. Shake it up, baby. Shake it up. Shake it up, baby. Maybe it's time for the destruction of old beliefs, limiting situations, or relationships that don't serve you. It's not in your control, right? It's outside of your control. These are big forces. This is time to break free. Don't live by the dictates of others. Be willing to step beyond the rules and regulations. Vitality, inspired creativity, and new life will emerge as a result. However, if there is a lot of chaotic energy in your life, the volcano can represent allowing everything to settle. Time to focus on what's important. Let everything else go. Let the dust settle, dudes. Step beyond the chaos. Even when a volcano is at rest, there's always a possibility of a release of energy. In the situation of this week ahead, there's potential for great power. Perhaps it is time to be like the volcano, at rest, and allow the vast store of vibrant energy to grow within you. All right, guys, thank you for listening to this version of me sounding like an auctioneer. And I got us through in less than an hour, I think. I'll see you on the next video, which will be Thursday. I'm dropping a great video on Thursday, an interview with Adam Ellenbus. We're going to be talking about a powerful transformative event that's occurring in our November sky. So stay tuned for that. I'm really excited to share information through my teacher, Adam, in the release for this coming Thursday. And if you didn't see it, my all signs dropped yesterday on Sunday. I'll see you guys in the next video. Ciao.